mateys. Legend has it that listeners would rather walk the plank than miss out on the Pirates Parley. A weekly tale filled with truly terrifying talks. You're listening to the Pirates Parley, a show born from a life of enjoying the ocean, pirates, gaming, and rum.
How's it going, boys? Welcome back to another episode of the Pirates Parley. I have, as always, with me Earl Meister. How's it going, dude?
Pretty good. How about you?
All good, man. All good, thank you. And today we have Scythe. Now, I'm going to introduce Scythe. Scythe is a lad from Essex who wears Destiny trainers while flying to see his girlfriend, legendary trainers, I might add. He is a man with a beautiful 1990s emo hairstyle who led an army against me in New World to try and destroy my crew, which he inevitably joined said crew and become actually a great friend in the process, should I say, not progress, process. So yeah, nice of you to join us, Scythe. Thanks for being a legend over the last few months, supporting me, Pirate Gaming, and now coming to join us on our little venture on the Pirates Parley, man. Welcome, dude.
No problem, man. Hello. Nice to be here. Loving it. Love the Destiny trainers. Yeah,
dude. So long story short, I basically was looking for dirt on you. I couldn't find any, man. There's nothing on the internet that's embarrassing about you. So actually, I was like, these Destiny. I saw them. They're fucking cool, right? There's a little story behind them too.
Yeah. There's like I like Destiny for one. Obviously, I really liked. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But it's like I wanted to get some kind of nice boots or like high top stuff, right? And then I was just looking, I was like, these are sick. I heard about it because I look at all game stuff all the time, obviously, and like you see these collabs, and I was just like, wait, these look sick. I was like, I had a look, I was like, a bit on the pricey side, but I was like, yeah, these will do. I get them. I could go grab them real quick.
Show us, man. I was like scrolling through his Twitter this morning. I was like, they're actually pretty good. Have you seen them yet, Earl?
Yeah. I've seen it on his Twitter.
He's a gamer, man.
yeah. So like, yeah, look, they're like full on. They're obviously like tucked down at the moment, but like I
got the Destiny brand on the back.
Yeah, on the back. On the back, but yeah, no, they're actually like high quality. They're Palladium boots, so they're actually like top of the line boots. But
it's got a good collection of it, actually. You showed me the Mahagogo ones too.
Oh yeah, the tofu store ones from Initial D, yeah.
I mean Initial D, Initial D.
Yeah.
Mitzi keeps telling me every time we go out, she's like, "You fucking need to buy a new pair of trainers." I'm the worst, man. I've got the same pair of trainers from where the fuck did I buy it from? Oh shit, Mitz, what's that store called? It's a big outdoor store. Oh, tell me about it. What is it called? Decathlon, that's it. Decathlon. I got like the shittest shoes from Decathlon, and I've worn them for about 12 months straight. She's like, get a new pair. I'm like, nah, I wear one pair until they like have no soles left and my feet start hanging out.
That's exactly me, man. I have the same exact Chucks, or I would get a Vans.
Love it.
and that's all I wear. But I have like 13, 15 pairs of shoes because my parents and my in-laws, they keep giving me shoes. Like they're like sending me a message like, go fucking wear something else, Earl. Like, I'm like, no. This is how I want to look like.
This is me.
This is me.
I can see Bear in chat. Bear said that sounds like a great redemption arc, man. My journey with Scythe has been a roller coaster, but I think you were with us, Earl, when we were fighting against. Yeah. But it was kind of early days. Scythe essentially took over I think it was called the Pit back then, and probably our best enemy back in the day, and Scythe ended up leading it, and that's funnily enough how I met Moomy. You guys know Moomy. I met him in Last Oasis in that fucking hellhole of a game that we all love, or I love, and it was full loot PvP against each other, and he was leading the enemy army, and we ended up like us, becoming mates, to be honest, out of fighting and kicking each other's asses. So yeah, that was kind of good, and how we met. So yeah, man.
It was a long time.
welcome to the crew, I guess. It's not really officially. This isn't official at all, but you've been a legend, man. So yeah, love it. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, no worries.
I wanted to kind of like dive a little bit into, you know, your kind of gaming history a little bit, right? So
Yeah.
when we first heard that you were kind of leading the enemy, I was like, who is this guy? How dare he? And started googling and found out a bit about you. And the first thing you saw was that you were part of Rogue, or were a part of Rogue, or still are part of Rogue, and were kind of creating content and gaming and a part of that. Do you want to elaborate a bit on that? Because that's kind of cool. And I was been in kind of the esports world a little bit as well. So yeah, tell us a bit about your history of Rogue and the story there.
Yeah. No, El definitely loves it as well. He talks to me about it all the time. He's just like, he's like, did you see Rogue play today in League? Yeah, bro. But yeah, no. So yeah, no, I got with Rogue mainly just because initially I wasn't like a big streamer or anything at the time, but you know, I was streaming, I was playing League, and I was at a pretty high rank at the time. So you know, I was in like the top 0 point something % of players, right?
Wait, that's pretty high. That's a big game.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I've played it for nearly a decade, so spent too much money as well.
do you remember a game called Heroes of New Earth?
Yeah, that's one of the OGs. That is, yeah.
Yeah. Did you play that, Earl? Have you played?
I played that a lot. Yeah, I came from Dota when I was in Philippines, and like that's one of the first games that came out before Dota 2. I'm like, oh, this game is fucking dope.
So a lot of the guys you probably would have come across in the Discord, all the the guys with the EH in the back of their name, we all played Hon, Heroes of New Earth back in the day.
Ooh.
And then like I think it wasn't on. It's never been on par with League of Legends, has it? But it was like a bit more raw. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I played a lot of that. Like
it was very early stages of like the MOBA scene, I guess you would say, right? It's like you know, League of Legends became what it was because of things like Here's a New Earth existing, and then eventually Dota as well and things like that. So yeah, and so I went from there basically, and I'm trying to remember how I even got in contact with Rogue at one point. I think I was just looking for sort of some kind of partnership somewhere to sort of be when streaming, because like sometimes it's just nice to have like a lot of mutual people around you, like a community, for example. And then one way or another I got in contact with Rogue. I think I actually got contacted by he's not there anymore, but he was like a community lead at the time, and he said like about like, oh yeah, he's like, seen you like decent at League, and you stream. He was like, did you want to get like involved with us? And I was like, yeah. Well, hell yeah, dude.
That's cool.
I mean, it's Rogue. You've got to take that.
I was like, yeah, sure. So, I got involved and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And then, eventually moved on to other things where I was actually sort of working sort of with and for them more than just streaming, like behind the scenes a bit. And it just became a pretty cool partnership with them in the end. Yeah. So
nice. So you kind of went from like purely just gaming to then what were you doing behind the scenes, just like helping manage stuff, like what you do? I'm just interested, like any non-NDA stuff can you share?
Oh yeah. Like some stuff was just genuinely just working on some like infrastructure stuff, like behind the scenes for all of them. There's not much I can really say about that.
Like community type stuff.
Yeah, but I did help with the community type stuff as well after that, where like I was sort of helping them arrange like all of their charity stuff or things like that, because they love doing like charity events, stuff like that. So we'd get like people and get like other pros together, for example, to come join us and have a good time, and get like people involved with them and things like that. Like, and all of our pros at the time for League, for example, would join us as well, and we'd all have a good time. And yeah, it was just setting up all that kind of stuff in the background, just working on projects with them basically, and keeping it running.
That's cool. Was that maybe I'm prying too much, but I'm always interested in things. Was that like voluntary, all voluntary stuff, or was that kind of
half and half?
That's cool. That's really cool, because for me, like growing up in the gaming world, I never saw a way to do it full time. So when I started streaming on Guild Wars and I had a good time, and I was like, man, I wish I could do this like more. And then business came along, and I couldn't see a way of kind of being involved in it and financing, bills and stuff like that. So it's really cool that there's those opportunities out there. And I think the more gaming becomes, it's not that it was never accepted, but it was definitely you're kind of a bit of a geek, or you're a bit of a nerd to be a gamer. Now it's like some of the fucking coolest people in the world are gamers. Like, I'm not a big music guy, but I see Post Malone now. Bro. It's like, what are you up to, Post Malone? I'm fucking playing Apex, bro.
Yeah. Is that just YouTube algorithm or what? Because that's all I've seen the past week.
I guess I don't know how much you know about Post Malone playing Apex.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know of any other big people, but he's one that stood out to me recently. A guy that's been in front of the world for music and other things, but he's completely openly talking about gaming and how it's fucking awesome. So
yeah, he even has a festival called PostCon, which is a music and a gaming festival.
No way.
That's legendary. Yeah,
that's how big of a gamer he is. Like, I remember, like, I even tweeted about him at one point, because like he had a picture with a fan, and with one of his fans, and he was holding his phone like this way, and you can see he's playing Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game for Elder Scrolls, which was it was really cool to see him play that. Yeah.
That's so cool. I can see the boys in chat. Superscan mentioned Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg probably is someone I should not have forgotten. Like, he's a legend in the gaming world now. And some of the clips you see of him streaming is just like legendary, man. He's just a legend. And then Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he's actually a PC gamer. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a neighbor come around the other day, and he's like, "Bro, is that a fucking sword?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a sword." And I was like, "Have you watched The Witcher?" He's like, "No, not yet, but I know Henry Cavill's like a proper gamer." And when he went for his casting for The Witcher, he was talking about how much he loved the games and shit. I was like, "What the fuck?" It's just truly epic. And then obviously there's who's matey boy from, I can't remember his name. Forgive me. He'll never see this, but forgive me. From the In-Betweeners. He's completed it, mate. That guy. Have you seen him?
Oh, yeah. I've seen him play and stuff. Yeah, I've seen his channel. Things like that, yeah.
Legend. Yeah. Anyway, In-Betweeners, and In-Betweeners is always great for me because I did a lot of work Thought Park, and anytime I show the ride we filmed, everyone's like, "Oh, that's the ride from the In-Betweeners episode." So good.
Dead Mouse as well. Like, he streamed for a good while.
He did a big concert, didn't he? Inside, was it Inside Fortnite? Or one of the games. There's a big.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I've been a part of some of those.
Mate, I would love to.
It was pretty sick. Genuinely.
We were messing around on one of the VR. I think it was VR chat. We were messing around on VR chat and having a laugh in there. But a lot of the VR programs now are doing, or the VR headsets now are doing, like, not festivals, but music concerts and stuff inside the VR headsets. I don't know if it's cool. I don't know if it's gone far now, but it was starting to become a thing. But I don't know if it carried on. But
they started doing all kinds of things, especially in like Fortnite, even like movie viewings. You could literally just watch movies, like they did with like Star Wars and stuff. Yeah, like they do all that. They have all those like major collaborations. I think that's one thing with Fortnite. As much as some people might meme the game,
Fortnite is genius, man.
They've shook a lot of hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've brought a lot of parts of the industry together into one game, which is pretty crazy, I think.
Awesome. Imagine seeing that sort of stuff in. I mean, it will crash the servers. But imagine seeing that in like New World or something. It would just be amazing. Like Windswood, it's not going to work really because it's not for the time. But something like that where they, brings. Well, they did the Wheel of Time event, right? The crossover. Imagine if they actually let us watch the show in game, and we could just, be nerds and hang out in game and watch the show together. That would be awesome to see stuff like that come into the games that we play. But
brings the community together.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like we're in a small club if that happens on New World. There's a capacity, like,
Are you on the list?
You can't come in
anymore.
What it is one in, one out.
Yeah, one in, one out. New world.
Oh god. Before we kind of dive into, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happened yesterday. It's kind of funny, kind of not funny. There's some seriousness behind it as well, but a little bit of New World, a little bit of Lost Ark. Are you still playing League of Legends, Scythe? I know I see you gaming a lot, but do you play game like League of Legends anymore?
It's become that point where it's a bit of a love-hate relationship now. after so long playing it. I still go on every now and again with some friends and people I know from the game or like IRLs, but it's more of a casual approach. You know, I haven't touched the ranked ladder for a little while now, but still like it sometimes.
Is this pretty good? We're live, man. We're live. We're just ignoring Vez because he's an a-hole. No, love you really, boys. Welcome in Josh. Welcome in Vez. Yeah, we're just chatting, man. We're just chatting and getting into it. Talking about the rank stuff. I'm gonna jump ahead. How are you enjoying Lost Ark rank? This is to you as well, Earl. Scythe first, though, man. How are you enjoying Lost Ark rank?
I'm enjoying it, but like I'm not at the same time, and it's not because I don't like it. It's because I don't have the class I want to play, and it's in a different region, which is the scouter for anyone that's curious. But no, generally speaking, I think it's been all right. I do think that they've kind of dropped the ball a bit on the way they've released the system, because we've got like a very old system, you know, where it ends up kind of putting a lot of the player base down in bronze because of how vast the MMR is between it. But yeah, no, I'm having a good time playing it. I just think they need to change some things with the system. But other than that, yeah, I'm having a good time getting smashed.
Oh, you played much, Mr. Soon-to-be Grandmaster? Come on.
Yeah, I actually played a lot. I didn't touch it on the first day because I was doing some stuff for the stream. But like the second day, I played it, and I have kind of like a set rules on how I want to climb, and I ended up breaking every single rule that I have. Like usually I would like play one character, right, like to climb as far as I can, and I was climbing really good. I was 1470, and for some reason I got bored of the game, and I'm like, I'm gonna play Bard. I'm gonna support people that sucks in bronze. And I ended up like I started doing more damage. I was sending side pictures. I started doing more damage than these guys. I went all the way down to 1100, and I'm like, okay, this is not good. So I'm like, I'm pulling out a DPS, and now I'm back almost 1400 again. And yeah, like I'm having a lot of fun though. You know, we have 6 months to climb, so you know I'm taking my time going up.
So it's all about one thing that I didn't know until I started seeing the leaderboards is that the ranking is it's account bound, isn't it? It's not per character.
Yeah, it's roster bound. Yeah,
which I kind of like and dislike all in one lovable ball. I'm not sure. I'm a paladin only player because my brain can't handle more than one character at the moment, so I'm sticking with the one. I've played a few games, man. I've enjoyed it, but I've only done one day so far. Like things are busy right now, which is cool. But yeah, I've often done one day. Good day, I'll get good day productions. Vez, we will either one refund you because I'm feeling lazy today, or two off stream. You know. Confidently do our
trust him, bro. Just trust him.
So back to something away from Lost Ark and gaming for a second. I woke up this morning and we were over social media checking everything out. I saw that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in the face. We talked briefly about this before coming on because there's a lot of kind of controversy about it. You know, one, he's he's been openly violent, and the way it is day and age, you can't just go and slap someone in the face. You just can't, right? Well, you can, because he just did, but it was like, there's people saying, 1, it's fake. 2, he shouldn't have done it. 3, he should have done it because don't talk shit about his wife. 4, take a fucking joke. And 5, no one knew the Oscars was a thing until Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in the face. So it's kind of like there's all this there's all these discussions happening around, and I saw all of this within about I don't know what, 10 minutes of just scrolling through social. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll post a link in chat, but this is the first website I came across that I saw it. You were kind of stunned when you saw this.
I am like, I was not expecting that to happen. He was freaking angry, and I hate like scenes like that, you know, happening, because I want everyone to be always like happy and shiz. I think that if he was to do that, I think who am I to say? It's like if someone did that to my wife and I get pissed, I probably would do something like close to that, you know, maybe even worse. No, I'm just kidding. But I think he should have done it like on the side. But who am I to speak, man? Like, you know, like someone talked shit about his wife and he got offended, and he was fucking mad, dude.
Yeah,
I'm just like, oh.
I didn't want to watch it for. It took me about 20 minutes to really pull myself together and watch it, because I've loved him so much. Like, he's made some amazing YouTube videos, like traveling and exploring and doing some really cool shit and showing off, his personality and stuff. And to see him get so fucking pissed over a joke, it's like, bro, fair play. It's a pretty savage joke, where was it here? There was.
Because I think it's about his wife's sickness, right? Like she's sick.
Yeah. So I love it. Can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2. He joked, referring to the fact that Demi Moore had a shaved head in the G.I. Jane film. She has alopecia.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds like.
I don't know the ins and outs of it, but you essentially, you lose your hair.
Yeah, hair loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty savage. What are your thoughts on it, Scythe?
Oh, I don't know. He's up on the big stage. He's up on the big stage, isn't he, man? He's having a good time. I don't know. I think it's like. It's probably a bit warranted. It's a bit of a touchy thing. I think a lot of people are more on edge or like a bit touchy about a lot of subjects these days in general, right? It's kind of like how things have evolved over time. But like, if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. It's directed at his wife, right? I'm not surprised he got a bit mad, but it's pretty crazy. I didn't even know the Oscars were on, by the way, until I saw this. Just putting out there.
That's the big kind of controversial topic at the moment that everyone's saying. It's an event put on by actors with a room filled full of actors. That no one's watching. So people are saying, of course it's fucking staged. Of course it is. Like, no one fucking knew the Oscars was on, and it's every single year. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck about the Oscars. But now we know it was on, and now they've got some viewership.
Now we know at least.
It felt a little staged, like the beginning part of it, like the slap up until he went to sit and then started screaming get my wife's fucking name off of your mouth, and I'm that's when I'm like, oh shit.
So if you guys haven't seen it yet, I believe this is the full clip with all the swearing and all the good juice in it. So let me just play it quick. The sounds on, all good. Play, please. You gonna work for me? There we
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right.
So this is the kind of bit, like, everyone's saying, like, he's laughing, funny, whatever, who gives a fuck, and then she is pissed, man. So I think everyone's saying Will was like, yeah, whatever, it's a fucking joke. Looks over to her and he's like, oh shit, I gotta do something about this, man. My wife's pissed.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard.
Here we go. This is savage, man.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Oh man.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Oh, like, absolute speechless, man. Yeah, it makes me sad. Do you know what I mean? I was like emotional. I was like, I fucking love both of them. Everything you watch in them, they're both amazing. But to see like that clash, who the fuck am I? Like, what the fuck does our opinion matter? But it was kind of sad to see it pop off like that, to be honest. Especially considering we're all gamers, the amount of shit we give each other every day.
Yeah,
like, it's pretty savage. And it kind of, you know, Durst has just made a point there that feels like there's something deeper going on with him. You know. And then later on he wins a fucking Oscar for being the best actor and gives like a really emotional speech and starts crying.
Oh man. It really is one big act, man.
Will Smith wins best actor moments after Chris Rock saga. He basically I'll post a link in chat if you guys want to watch it. This is the website where I kind of, you know, watched it all, and it's not really censored, to be honest. But yeah, it was just fun. I was like, what the fuck, man? What is popping off? I felt like, yeah, I was like, I've been hurt by this. Like, I'm sad for Will Smith and I'm sad for Chris. What do I do? Let's pretend it didn't happen, man. But yeah,
it's just one of those, right? Like you're like,
Yeah, it's a really different one. Like Mez is saying that Rock needs to press charges for assault because you can't just slap people in the face. You just can't. Like, just, you know, if someone did that on the street, you could be paying like big ass fines and shit. But it was just up on stage, like that was a big slap, man. Like, that's a big slap. Anyway, while on the subject of talking about slapping, I don't know, that's a really bad transition down. Whatever. The head of Amazon Game Studios is stepping down.
Speaking of slapping,
trying to make a nice transition there. Yeah, he's like,
get out of there.
Yeah, so I kind of want to talk about this as well because this is big. This involves us as gamers and what's going on, and this is a good article. Long story short, the title is AGS head steps down amid declining New World active players. I actually went and did a bit of digging and found his LinkedIn, went through his LinkedIn post, and he's basically saying that, you know, he's stepping down because he wants to spend more time with his family and blah 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 blah. I won't read all of this because it's just like a standard article, pretty boring. Anyway, he stepped down. There's some pretty savage sentences in it as New World continues to hemorrhage players down to an average player count of around 27,000. That's higher than what it was the last couple of days. But it gets even worse. So what? Before I get your opinions, boys, what they've basically said is Amazon spent fucking millions of dollars on games and have yet to produce something that's like glorious. And they brought up the whole thing of, you know, New World hitting 1 million players, and they did say that, you know, it's inevitable that naturally player base would decline, but not as hardcore as we experienced in New World. The kind of juicy bit is this bit here where it says, "Thank you, DV, love you, man." That's not what the article says. The article says, the Bloomberg article references a former AGS manager that stated that Frazzini is the head of AGS, leadership was one of the main culprits to the unsuccessful developments in Amazon Game Division. According to the article, Amazon's work culture believes that a successful leader can succeed no matter their department. So from what this says is, Frazzini, forgive me if I'm saying your name wrong, came from Amazon's book division and had little to fucking zero knowledge when it comes to gaming. So, by the sounds of it, he's not a gamer. And what I read on his LinkedIn and what I've seen from his picture, he's a skier. He loves his skiing, he loves his family, but he's not a big gamer. Maybe he plays Steep, maybe he plays Riders Republic. I know they got some skiing in there, but I don't think he plays many MMOs. So they're, people in the studio are sort of saying that maybe he is the issue. So my kind of question to you boys is, Earl, I'll start with you. Now that Frazzini has fucked off, will New World get better?
It might actually will get better. I have a really hot take on these type of stuff. Is that I fucking hate corporate shit. Thinking the only people that can run businesses are corporate minds. Enough with this. We are gamers. We want gamers to run the fucking show. Someone who can relate to us. Someone who can understand what we're going through. Someone who understands our need. I need milk, mommy. Give me some milk. I don't want some fucking coffee in that bottle. Don't give me that shit. It's like, it's like, I'm happy this happened. Because maybe this time they'll actually hire someone who is a gamer, not a booksman. I don't want stories being read to me. I want to watch them stream. I want to watch some video games before I go to sleep. You
need some milk.
Well, wait, what do I say from that? Give me some milk, mommy. That's like, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? If he doesn't play the game, if he doesn't enjoy gaming, then he can lead people maybe. But if the game, is going in the wrong direction, he can't see that himself. So
yeah.
Oh, you legend, mate. That is, as Monk says, that is clipped and shipped. We got that one in the bank. Good fucking opinion. I love it. But you're right, man. Like, we laugh, but you're absolutely right. So
I'm sorry if I went off a little bit.
No, crack on, man. Do that every time. The boys in chat are fucking laughing. We're on copium. We're hoping New One's going to get better. Of course we are, boys. Of course we are. We'll I'll continue to play on a daily basis, and I kind of made a post on the Discord the other day that actually the start of New World has kind of actually kind of changed my life. I'm full-time gaming, full-time streaming off the back of New World launching and stuff. So it's pretty wild for me. So I am, of course, hoping that it gets better, and if it does get better, everything, my main focus and my main content at the moment should hopefully rise with that as well. But if it's shit, we call it as it is. The combat shit, the PvP missions are shit. I made a bit of a meme this morning. I realized I probably shouldn't do it. Maybe the old Chris Rock getting slapped. We were Chris Rock, and I was asking for better PvP missions, and Will Smith was AGS Studio saying fuck off, slapping us in the face. So I should get that posted at some point, but I decided maybe it's too soon.
Very meta.
That is gonna be a meta meme, by the way. We all know it. Like every time someone tweet about something or post something, there's a scene where it's just like
for the rest of the year. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this stuff? I mean, I think like directly it doesn't affect us, doesn't affect the game at the moment, but do you think this could be semi-good?
I think it can definitely be a good thing. It's one of those things, where like at the top things always tend to trickle down, right? And that's typically the way I always see it. And the thing is as well, which is interesting about this scenario, is this was spoken about before the game even launched. As well, about the whole like leadership thing, because this was kind of like generally known, and a lot of people said that like about like Amazon's history of failing largely comes from this corporate idea, like of their work ethic and the way they do things in in all their divisions, and it's like Earl said, the corporate side of it has no idea other than how they want to make money. Like they don't understand what a game needs to tick and work, right? They did the same thing with Crucible. They had someone leading Crucible that kind of had no real idea of what was going on, and as a result the game like kind of was interesting but just ultimately fell flat because there's just no good leadership behind it. And I think like maybe in the short term we won't see anything, but long term you could see some pretty interesting changes depending on who takes up the helm. That's my thoughts anyway.
Yeah, no, I keep looking at the boys saying copium. I'm like,
Oh no, it's true.
Boys, I'm on
Yeah,
it,
it's
man.
true. In one, I've got like the the capitals in. I got one on each side. I got hopium in one arm, and I got copium in the other, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's good stuff coming out this year. I don't know if I've spoke to you too much about it. So obviously the next big patch. I've been basically the issue with me is over the last 2-3 months. Every time I say is, if the next patch comes out and it's good, it might save the game. And it's like, okay, I'm past saying that. This next patch ain't going to save shit, but it's going to be kind of fun. Like, we've got the blunderbuss and we got the new arena, the new expedition, excuse me, arenas in the future. But you logged in the other day and have kind of started to prepare for some blunderbuss fun, and last night we joined the Shire, so we are still playing, and although the player base is small, there are good times to be had. So last night we were sweating it out. Like, we were on comms. I had my old war music on in the background, giving the boys some shit when we were playing bad. DV fucking running off into the distance, doing his own thing. No, he played well, But it's just really trying to get sweaty in a game where we can play together and something that's working relatively well. Like, the combat is okay. Like 50% of the time.
On a good day, yeah.
there's still a lot of times when it needs some love and attention, and it will do over the course. But at the moment, New World for me is the only game where I can get some kind of like that action combat. I don't know if there's anything else at the moment. The action combat, the kind of MMO feeling. You can play with 2 people, you can play with 50 people, and there is nothing else out at the moment. Like Lost Ark, we'll come back to Lost Ark in a minute, but Lost Ark's awesome, but there's no GVG scene yet. There's no like big combat scene yet. There's no round v round. There's no big battle. Outside of that, for me, there hasn't been anything with kind of the graphics and the feeling that New World gives. It's just the combat, and it's just the PvP side that's really kind of letting me down at the moment. But blunderbuss. What are your thoughts on a blunderbuss, Scythe, as a weapon?
Spicy.
Spicy.
I'm looking at it, I went onto the PTR for a bit and we had a little mess around with it, and I think it's like another one of these things where kind of like the Void Gauntlet, it's in its own way, it's gonna definitely have some kind of warp on the meta. I mean, the meta's already kind of interesting right now, right? With all the roly-poly lads, the Dark Souls boys, I call them, having a little roll around. But like, you bring the blunderbuss into the game to all these people running light, and then suddenly everyone's dying in one spell. So it's going to be very interesting to see what starts happening.
I mean, I posted. Me as creator is still pretty small, but I posted some YouTube bits, and the stuff about the blunderbuss has got that's like 1,000% more attention than anything else at the moment, because there are people still interested about New World. Like, people are interested, and we always joke, it was mainly Vez is the main culprit at the moment. Like, we're always joking, but people, whenever I'm streaming, someone comes in and says, is New World good yet? Like, there's always people interested, and always people see, look, Bonita, I love you, but New World is shit. But deep down, man, I know you love it. You want it to be great, man. Deep down, it is shit at the moment. You're right, but deep down, we want it to be great. So we'll see where it goes. Elf, you're gonna come in and give the blunderbuss some fun, some run around, have a laugh of it.
I'll give it a try. Definitely gonna test it out with the spears. I have a super love for the spear. I don't ever get that out of my rotation. It's always my secondary that's changing. But yeah, it's a big rant on me.
I've lost Scythe.
Yeah.
Go back. So the spear at the moment, like, is the meta. Like, it's a shame that you're not. Well, it's a shame that the game's done its thing and you're not interested in it. But the spear is like, at the moment, people are slaying with that shit. Last night, even Sheng was like pissed off. He was getting fucked up by spears, man, because they are so powerful. Like, at the moment with the current meta in the game, I'm surprised you're not in there just dominating for the sake of dominating, because it is fucking powerful, man.
Well, to be fair, I literally just got in.
Barry. Yeah.
that was the reason why I haven't been joining you guys on like these group stuff. But like next time I see it on Call to Arms in our Discord or like in README, and you guys are doing some of these group PvP, I'll most likely drop by, and do some spear stuff. I'm excited to see how the spear is at the moment, and I've actually like before this meta started back then, I keep visiting the light build for the spear every now and then, and I would even tell Scythe, Scythe, I did the experimentation again. Like, what is it? I did light with the full melee spear. That they just laugh, and I'm like, yep, it's fucking suicide. Now that it actually works, I'm excited to like try that out and can rend some people,
It's like it has a real. I mean, I'm just looking in the comments and chat. Pricey makes, of course, Pricey is always making good points, but it makes absolute sense. The issue at the moment, well, the biggest issue at the moment is like the lag. So it's lagging in wars, or there's desync in wars, there's desync in OPR, there's desync in fucking everything that you do in the game. To be honest, it's like
even the desync has desync.
It's a real issue. And then the core of the game, and we've talked a lot about it, Scythe. I don't want to spend too much on New World, but whatever. The core of the game was like the full loot kind of PvP type game. So I didn't think they ever expected huge battles, because if you remember the company size at the start was just 50. It was max of 50. So if you have a max 50 company, you're probably looking at 10 to 20 man combat. So they didn't build in knowledge of what skills yours, what skills the enemies. There's nothing in the game that's kind of built for large scale PvP, and that's the biggest thing that I'm excited about. So you're right, Pricey. You're absolutely right. There's a lack of content, which hopefully by the end of the year might be good, so we can maybe revisit it as a team like later on in the year. Although we do have a war tomorrow.
we definitely didn't just we didn't steal that,
if you guys know, like back in the past, like with all three of us, and probably a lot of you guys in chat have joined us for wars in New World, and we, regardless of the bullshit, we found a way to like have a good time together. And it comes to a point where it's just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna put myself through this lag anymore. We just can't. But anyway, there was about 10 of us on last night. We were sweating out the OPR, and it come up in the corner like, do you want to declare war on Ebonscale? And I was like, fuck yeah, man, we got money in the bank. So I just warred the Ebonscale, and I think like 7 other companies did it, and we got the fucking war deck. We got like 5 active players. So tomorrow night we got a war, which we'll see how that goes. But Super Scam brought up what I wanted to bring on as kind of our last topic on our show today was the new MMORPG which you shared to me, Scythe, Throne and Liberty. Which again, I did this at the start of New World. I got everyone excited about it. I was like, boys, this is the fucking game. To be fair, it wasn't what we really wanted, but it was fucking awesome. Throne and Liberty's looking amazing. And Scythe, you shared that to me first. Do you know more? Do you know where this game comes from? Do you know anything about it you can share with us? We won't watch the trailer, we've seen it before, but let us know what you know about it.
The only real thing I know from the background is originally it was being developed alongside Lost Ark, and it was also an isometric camera, like top-down kind of POV game, and it was meant to basically be a direct competitor to Lost Ark in Korea. And then it kind of went dark for a few years. And then recently, as I said to you when I told you about it, I was like, Dan, I was laying in bed and I just saw his trailer. Have a look at it. We looked at it. I'm like, this is an entirely different game now. It kind of like gives me a mixture of like New World, like Black Desert vibes in a way.
Yeah.
A good like mix of that. And all I know so far is it looks like there's going to be big PvP on it. And it looks like they've got some wacky stuff going on. I want to know more information, honestly. But we have to keep a lookout for that.
Is that the one we watched last week?
Yeah, so me and you watched this last week.
Okay.
is the one with the kind of EVP vibe to it, you know?
Yeah, it looks epic, man. It looks fucking epic.
If you haven't seen it yet, we won't watch the trailer now. But if you want to see it, I'm gonna plug my own YouTube there. Go and give me some watch time, you schlags. Check it out. We went through it. We kind of looked at it in a bit of detail. But this is looking pretty cool. So it basically looks like it looks like the continuation on from Lineage, I think. What people are saying.
Yeah.
So it should be kind of the next game in that generation. And there's a Western version which I think is Throne of Liberty, and then there's an Eastern version called Project L. Is it
Project E? I think
Project E. Oh, Project. Insert letter of the alphabet there.
Yeah.
Something else for the Eastern market. So hopefully, when it's delivered, it's going to be pretty awesome. With in mind that we want a big PvP, and if it comes from Lineage 2, that's when there is huge PvP. And some of the guys have been dropping me DMs. Trust is a huge one, saying big combat. I think like he was saying is up to like 100v100 type battles, and it's PvEVP. So that's something that's awesome. You I think from what I gathered last time, you're pretty excited for this, right, Earl?
Yeah,
it might be our next game that we can dive into as a team.
I love the giant PvP, like playing all together. You know, I was gonna say earlier, like about New World, like I miss those days, man. Because like the game actually like pulled me into it, like a slaggy and unfinished as the game felt, like playing with you guys, like with the wars, even like the PvP mission, even like this stuff and the politics that we do in the game, that really like pulled me in, you know. Like I felt like when we talk, like we were inside the game and we're talking as warriors, you know. And you can see that for me, like when the war starts, right? Like I'm pretty sure like I gave you guys that vibe, like let's fucking go to war, you know, like and the captain is like, to Valhalla you go, and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. You know, I miss that, man. I fucking miss that. We don't have that anymore, you know. It makes my heart.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you 100%.
Do you have any idea when this may come out, Si, for Lost Ark? Because a lot of us are still dabbling in Lost Ark, but I think it's basically been a single player game. Well, it still is. It still is a single game. You can jump in and do some raids and stuff together, but that doesn't tickle my pickle. You know, I want a fucking massive. I want a massive battle. You know,
You
I
want to beat up some lads.
I want Earl to shout at me that, you know, he's getting lightning bolts and he's gonna blast us all of our fucking peepees with lightning bolts. You know, that's what I want. I want to be shouted at.
He hasn't had to tell us to get our blood pumping and keep our energy up. You know, like.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean, and like as someone who, you know, like, you know me, I've followed the game since 2014. You know, I love the game and for what it is, obviously, but it is lacking that big PvP. And like I said, I was speculating on when the GVG would be, because obviously we realized we wouldn't have it, but I would have assumed it would have came along with the PvP season for ranked. But it's just nowhere to be seen right now. So I'm really hoping we do get it, so we at least get some big content, or the PvP content in Rowan, I think it's called. It's Rowan, right? Yeah. Like if we get something like that, it'd be you know, can hit the good stuff, you know.
Gives it to us. We want it.
So we can basically blame Frazzini for all of our issues, man.
I saw that one coming.
Frazzini, when you go skiing, Mr. Mike Frazzini, I hope you lose a ski, man. I hope you lose a ski. Don't hurt yourself, though. I would never wish that on anyone, but I hope you lose a ski and fall over, man. But no, I mean, we'll keep an eye, as always, man. We'll keep an eye on New World. We'll keep an eye on Lost Ark. They're kind of our two big, interesting games at the moment. Of course, Throne and Liberty, something that we're excited in. I am, you know, people keep saying to me, like, come back and play Guild Wars, man. Guild Wars 2 is like the only game at the moment, like big MMO, that has some fucking insane PvP that still happens to this day. Like, my mate sent me, he's still in the Pirate Gaming Guild from like 10 years ago, and he took over Stone Mist Castle. Stone Mist Castle's like taking over Everfall, basically. He's like got our flags on the walls. Like, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I miss all this. But, you know, there's some other stuff coming out. Maybe we'll jump back into like battle bits and just some fun stuff while we wait for the games to get better. But Yeah, I'll still be streaming New World and Lost Ark daily. When he's ready, I think we'll be back on streaming some Lost Ark. And Scythe, you streaming a bit of Daisy here and there and doing some bits and bobs, I think.
Not DayZ. I've been streaming The Walking Dead.
Sorry, Walking Dead. That's it. Sorry, I had Zombie in my mind and DayZ came out. Sorry.
Same thing. Yeah, no, I'd been doing like some weekend streams, a bit of beer drinking, a bit of bit of session, doing some Telltale Walking Dead. Yeah, it's been a good bit of fun. Some Lost Ark ranked here and there. I played a little bit so far on stream as well, much to my molding.
Love it. Well, boys, thanks for joining me this week. We'll kind of wrap it up there. What I'll do is, if you want, pop your links in chat. But one thing I wanted to show off at the moment is we've got the Pirate Gaming Twitch team that I've been meaning to for the longest time ever, to invite everyone in and just kind of create a bit of a community for anyone that's wanting to stream or wants to kind of see, the boys within the community that are streaming and gaming, using Twitch basically. So if you want to join, or you have a friend that wants to join, just drop me a DM. All the info's there in on the description. And yeah, that was kind of my final piece. Scythe, thank you so much, boys. I appreciate your time this week.
Right, man.
Thank you for having me again.
Fun,
I'll post, when this goes on YouTube, I'll post the boys' links down below, so you can go and check them out if you want. But join the Discord, join the community, come get involved, and there's some exciting stuff coming up over the next few months, and hopefully Lost Ark and New World becomes glorious, and we can get back to some massive battles in the future. But thanks again, boys. I appreciate your time, and it's been good chatting.
Yeah, man.